And wait, close. Okay, guys, so just warm up. I just want to do a little exercise just to get us thinking about our inner thigh muscles, yeah? Like teaching, yesterday I was teaching about that fast start and fast finish and combining that kind of slow training to kind of feel those muscles working to then lead that into fast exposure at the start of our technique. And I think a lot of people struggle to feel these inner thigh muscles engaging as we do our technique. So we're just going to do a couple of exercises just to get our inner thigh muscles and our back leg especially connected to what we're doing with our upper body, yeah? So the way to do, guys, is just make it, keep it action. Let's make keep it action. But all the way to do just now, guys, is just shift your weight across without this knee moving, but allow this leg to take all of the weight of your body, yeah? My foot's still on the floor, but I straighten this leg out completely, all my weight's on this leg. And from here, I don't want you to push off this leg. I just want you to feel like you're squeezing those inner thigh muscles all the way in and up to this position. So right now, my inner thigh muscles are really tight, I'm not relaxed. I'm feeling like if I was to put, I don't know, a watermelon in between my legs, I'd be trying to burst it open, yeah? So really tight. Then again, I'm dropping, sinking my weight down, allowing this leg to take all the weight, and slowly on the big toe, extending this leg all the way out to that cupid arch, and gradually shifting the weight in. Shift the weight across to this leg. Don't push, squeeze only, all the way in and up. Feel that tightness in your legs. Keep that tightness, drop your weight. Slowly release it out. Keep the weight on this side. And sink into that stance. Okay, so one count, come all the way up. Ready, take your time. Ease. Shift the weight. Squeeze. And up. Knee, drop, stretch, sink in. A side, squeeze, and up. She. Go. Roll. Siege. Hatch. Cool. Joe. Yeah, relax. So guys, if you're finding that easy, chances are you're cheating in some sort of way, yeah? Whether you're pushing to get some momentum, to get your body moving, or kind of stepping and then sort of falling into that technique. If you're doing it properly, shifting that weight and relying only on these muscles to connect in, keeping your weight on this side and slowly shifting your weight across, there should be a constant engagement, either the supporting leg or the leg that's dragging through, yes? So you're constantly feeling these inner thigh muscles engaged, constantly feeling that HDKI, that support leg, working and connecting over time to keep that stability, yeah? If you're not feeling that challenge, then have a look at what you're doing with your legs, guys, okay? I'm going to count to 10 one more time, nice and slow. Try it again so I can see you. Ready? Each. Nice and slow. Knee. Sa. She. Way too fast, Con. Slow that down. Go. Rock. Siege. Hatch. Cool. And Joe. And yummy and relax. Yeah, so guys, like, so a couple of things that I see. I don't want to have the name and shame, but I can definitely see people doing this. And that is the same movement, but without any connection. That's me stepping, shifting, squeezing, standing. But if you have that constant engagement, and everything is gradually, slowly expanding out, and I'm slowly shifting that weight into my stance, keeping connected with a supporting leg, changing the weight across, and then squeezing from those inner thigh muscles together before I come up and keep that engagement. That takes much longer and is way tougher. Yeah, you have to have strong legs to be able to do that. So if you're again finding this quite easy, you're not doing it right. Take your time, challenge yourself, keep your weight on this leg for as long as possible. Slowly shift it across to this side as slow as you can. Keep that connection. Only get that heel touching the floor once your weight's in the center, and then keep it gradually moving all the way across. Don't push off that leg. Think big toe is staying on the ground right to the very end before you come up. Those restrict yourself, guys, yeah? And also, try not to slit your backside stick out. Keep your tailbone tucked in, that core engaged the whole time, yeah? Don't let your center drop, okay? Guys, 1 minute by yourselves back and forth, yeah? If I still see people taking it easy, I'm going to name and shame. And especially, I know some of us aren't on the best surfaces, guys. Some of us are on carpets and stuff. Just as best as you can, yeah? Better, guys, much, much better. Bit of a step there, Patricia. Slowly, gradually shift that weight across as you put your leg out. Slowly, keep it over your supporting leg, slowly across. Yeah, buddy? Yeah. Better, guys, and yummy and relax, yeah? So that's an exercise, guys, hopefully, and if you're not feeling it, then you're probably a person that I'm maybe seeing struggling to connect your lower body to your upper body when you do things like punching or blocking or stuff like that. To be able to connect these legs to your upper body, you have to have that level of control and that level of strength in your legs. And finding that super easy, not finding it challenging at all, you probably have a little bit of an issue with this. Yeah, so please try your best with that. If you're don't think that you're you can just do it. Yeah, it's never easy, even for like Ruth says he's struggling in the back there. Me just demonstrating that it's a struggle for me, and we train this kind of stuff all the time. Yeah, it's never easy, guys. Yeah, so make sure you're pushing yourself. Yeah. Okay, next exercise here, guys. So just from this Zen snatch, what we're going to do is open our toes and our knee out to the side as we twist into hand knee. Now this is a big no-no in every sense. Yeah, we never want to open our back knee out when we twist into hand knee. We want to keep our inner thigh muscle engaged, but just to practice that squeeze as we rotate our hips. So from this position, I'm going to rotate my hips forward into showman, and I'm going to make sure that my heel is my anchor point. I'm not going to let my heel go backwards for this. I'm going to make sure that my toes are coming round, my knee and toes are moving together, that inner thigh muscle squeezing as my hips rotate into showman. Open into ham knee, rotate into showman. Making sure that this leg doesn't come backwards and forwards or side to side. So I've got this stability in my front leg as this sort of other half of my body opens up, closes in. opens up, closes in. And really feel this back leg squeezing, boom, in towards the front. Feel that knee being pulled in all the way in a straight line to your target. Close. Okay, so from here, the showman dash, so hips forward. Just open your hips up. And close each. Open, close, knee. Open, close, tap. Open, close, sheep. Open, close, go. Rook. Sit. Touch. Coop. Jaw. And hand time, change legs. So same again, from here, showman dash. Open this leg up. And close it. Each. Open. Close. Knee. Open. Close. Tap. Open. Close. Sheep. Open. Close. Go. Open. Close. Rook. Open. Close. Sit. Open. Close. Hatch. Open. Close. Coop. Last one. Jaw. Good. So you should be feeling that in here, guys, yeah? Everyone feel it? Everyone understand? Cool. So just let me have a look at you guys. Left leg forward. 10 more. Ready? So start with that back leg and hip open. When I count, you close. Make sure you feel that squeeze. Then open again. Ready? Each. And then open. Good. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Rook. Sit. Touch. Coop. And jaw. Okay, yummy, I'm relaxed. All right. So guys, a couple of things happening, yeah? First one, the most obvious one is when facing front. A lot of people, when they pull this knee round, this knee follows suit and goes out to the side, yeah? And at best you're having this kind of wobble. Worst case scenario, you're leaving that knee out, yeah? You want to have that, again, feel like this is a door, like if you think of the hinge on a door. One side's attached to the wall, it's not going to move. The other side is the one doing the swinging, yeah? You want to think about this leg as that door hinge. This leg stays completely still, and everything else is opening and slamming shut into that side. So when I open, my knee hasn't moved. When I close, that knee hasn't moved. So you have this inner thigh muscle squeeze as well as this inner thigh muscle squeeze at the same time. If your knee's moving to the side, you've got a lack of connection in this leg. You need to connect here and keep that in. At the end position, I feel from my big toe to my heel, squeeze it in towards the floor. So this foot's pressing in this way, this foot's pressing in this way, and it's all coming into this one focal point. You see that? You don't want to be loose on this front leg. Squeeze that in. You want to be loose with this back leg. Squeeze that in at the end, yeah? So that's the first one. The second one is people allowing this to drift back and drift forward, drift back and drift forward. It's a different kind of exercise, guys, yeah? I want you, again, this stillness, not only stillness side to side, but stillness from front to back as well. So when I open and close, that knee doesn't change position backwards or forwards either, yeah? This hip comes backwards, so it pulls away, and if you can see the knot of my belt stretches away from my leg, then it slams into my leg. I'm not allowing that leg to follow me back, yeah? It's staying there. And then the last one, guys, the reason why we practice keeping our heels to the floor, like when we actually start moving and doing karate, like in free form, we're always on the balls of our feet. Yeah, using that, like Scott Sensei talked about, the strong arch of your foot, using the calf muscles. And in Kumite, we do this all the time, right? It's very natural. Boxers are always on the balls of your feet. Every other style of martial art tends to be on the balls of their feet. We plant our heels down. Why? You've got to ask why. The best reason is because forcing to keep our heels on the floor allows us to train this inner thigh muscle connection. If I squeeze here, my toes want to come in. If I rotate the ball of my foot, this doesn't really have a stopping point. It can keep going, and I can equally lose the connection there. Heel down and pulling the toes in forces me to engage these muscles completely. Yeah, it creates that connection. If you're going heel backwards, you're not getting the same feeling. Yeah, it's a bit too loose. Keep your heel on the floor. Have your toes opening and closing in this one. Yeah, not heel backwards and forwards. Those are the points, guys. Work away for another couple of minutes. I'll have a look and try and help you out. Yeah, if you have a connection, you have to have a connection. Yeah. Not just because that is, like say, initially the ball puts the loose. Yeah. Like you can go all the way to half the point over here. There's an actual pinch at the top. I feel it's there, so you don't get the ball. Yeah, Christian and Gerard, I'm sure you guys aren't the only ones, but the first two that I've seen here. Just be careful that when you open, you don't let, again, this center dip down and then squeeze back up. So you don't want to have this kind of 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm exaggerating, of course, but this dip in your backside and squeeze your backside. When you open, keep that core engaged at all times so your tailbone is tucked in, yeah? That back's nice and straight, squeeze and shut, open it up, squeeze and shut. At no point do we have that dip in our center, yeah? Again, try and feel your heel is planted on the floor and your toes are the things that are pulling around, guys. Yeah, still a lot of people sending their heel back out. Yeah, have that heel there. Now, don't open fast, Justina, close fast. The whole point is to get the squeeze, not the open. Squeeze. So slowly open, fast close. Feeling it. Okay, and yummy guy, and relax. Okay, cool. So I promise we will add in some techniques actually to this class. I promise. But just now, like I think it's important to get this feeling. Yeah? So hopefully you all feel that shimmy of everything slamming in together with this exercise. From being open to close, you feel both legs squeezing into this point. Yeah, that kind of slamming of the door. If you think about that hinge joint, this whole side coming round, bang, into that position. Cool. So the next part is, guys, so obviously I said sacrilege to kind of teach knee open, knee close, yeah, unless we're going from like Purodachi to Zenkutsu dachi, like Chinti. That's maybe one of the only examples I can think of, yeah. But other than that, we never want to open this knee up. We want to keep that inner thigh muscle engaged. So from this position, guys, have your knees pointing forward, and body turned side on. So my back knee, I'm squeezing that round to the front and then pushing my hip as far back as I can before it starts to push out. So I'm actively pulling my hip in this direction here and squeezing my back leg in this direction here. So my knee's coming in and my hip's going back. And I've created this tension on this part of my body here, this hip flexor, really tight. This inner thigh muscle here, really tight, okay? And from that position, I'm just going to keep my knee in that position, and I'm just going to go shift my weight all the way back to this leg, keeping my tailbone in, then pushing forward. Back, forward, and I'm keeping my body in this like Mahamni position almost, yeah? Just try that slowly, guys, all the way back. Each, Keep that knee in and push forward. Knee all the way back and forward. San, back and forward. Shi, back and forward. Go, knee bent, knee straight. Rock, bend it, straighten it, but always pointing forward. Sich, bend and straight. Hatch. Cool. And Joe. And change legs. So again, both knees pointing straight. Pull this hip back into like that hammy, so as far as your hips can allow. Keep your body side on and keep that knee pointing forward. So from this side on position, straighten your front leg, bend your back leg, tailbone stays tucked in. Each. And then push it straight all the way forward. Squeeze it, knee, compress, and push. San, squeeze, push, stay inside on, yeah? Chi, squeeze, push. Whoa. Rook. Siege. Keep that side on position, keep that knee in. Hat. Feel that tension, never leaving that back leg. Cool, knees being pulled in the whole time. And Joe. And yummy, and relax. Good, guys. Hopefully you feel like, so it's quite easy, or well, it's easier, I should say. It's easier to keep my back knee pointing forward when my weight's on my front leg. When I'm in this position, it's quite easy to keep that back knee pointing forward, yeah? Or as far forward as I can. And then the more I shift my weight back and my hip is pulled back and my weight's on this leg, I feel this tension building in that back leg quite a lot. And it becomes quite fatiguing then on this inner thigh muscle to keep that knee in. Then when I push forward again, the tension eases off, but I'm keeping that side on position. Quite difficult, a little bit easier. Yeah, and I just want you to do that by yourselves, guys. Feel that position. Keep that tailbone tucked in so my core is always engaged. Back knee is squeezed in. My hips constantly being pushed back, so they're going in opposition. And I'm just shifting my weight from back leg to front leg, nice and slow, yeah? Maybe 10 times with your left leg forward, 10 times with your right. Yeah? Give it a try, guys. See how it feels. Don't let your bum stick out, Sam. Bum tucked in. Never let the bum stick out. So Sam, just watch me, Sam. So imagine when you're getting to here, you're a little bit like that when you get to here. This is different. Imagine you got a set of handlebars at your hips. Turn those handlebars so they pull your hips up, yeah? Don't let them dip out. Turn them all the way up like that. So you're actively pushing your bum underneath you, trying to push the knot of your belt forward to that position and keep that position there. Don't let that turn out. Squeeze it up the whole time. Invisible handlebars, keep them engaged. Bit more back leg squeeze, John, on the way back if you can, yeah? As far forward of that back leg as you can, guys. You want your toes and knees as far forward as you can. Work on that flexibility. Feel that knee pulling in, knee pulling in. Feel that squeeze on the way back. And yummy and relax. Okay, cool. So guys, for this, obviously everyone's got different levels of flexibility. Some people really flexible and can get their back knee pointing forward during that exercise, no problem. Some people, like, foot's going to be a little bit more of an angle. Even if I'm at, like, my knees at this angle, I can still engage those inner thigh muscles to squeeze that in. Yeah. Now the important thing is that you're never comfortable with this back leg. When I'm in this position or this position, even if my foot's at that angle, I need to constantly have it engaged. You see that? Relaxed, no tension here, engaged. Even if my foot's pointing away out to the side, yeah, that engagement is still there. My body can twist as far back as I can. Some people won't twist back far enough, but to your maximum without breaking your center line. That's the point you want to get to, guys. And this is tiring. I feel my leg like working. It's like a workout for my legs, like I'm at the gym, working on just this muscle. And when I go forward, it eases off slightly, but it's not relaxed still. This is me relaxed. That's me engaged. Yeah? And I've constantly got that engagement with that back leg as I go backwards, as I go forwards. It's never switches off. Everyone understand that? Yeah? Cool. Okay, next part. Next part. So that same thing. So I'm in this ham knee position and I've got that back knee squeezed in as much as I can, twisting my hips back. But this time, I'm not going to flex all the way back here. I'm just from this position flexing back in ham. As I'm in ham knee, I go from a straight leg to a bent leg. Showing I'm straight, ham knee and bend. Straighten, bend. Straighten, bend. Straighten, bend. So every time I rotate back, my back leg is taking some of that body weight. It's having that compression. Not popping out, squeezing in though. Feel that inner thigh muscle engage. Go back, then rotate your hips in and engage that closure that we practiced a second ago as you rotate your hips forward. So my back leg never gets a rest. My back leg is always engaged. I open here, stretch it. This is engaged. I close it. Both are engaged. Back leg is engaged on the way back and the way forward. Front leg stretches on the way back, engages on the way forward. Close? Okay, let's try. Ready? Each. Feel that squeeze. Push. Knee. Go. San. Chi. Go. Rook. Sit. Hatch. Cool. And show. Big legs. Again, guys, just be careful about that dip. Engage center, engage legs. Ready? Squeeze back. Each. Push. Knee. Squeeze. San. Chi. Go. Rook. Sit. Hatch. Cool. Joe. Change legs again. 10 more. Ready? Ready. Each. Knee. San. Let the back knee pop out, Sam. Chi. Go. Get that back knee in. Rock. Sit. Hatch. Cool. All the way around, Con, on that second one. Joe. All the way forward. Rotate more. Twist more, Con. More. Twist more. More. Maximum. There you go. That's it. Okay, hand tie change. And again, ready. Each. Knee. San. Chi. Go. Knees forward. Rock. Don't let them move. Sit. Hatch. Cool. Joe. Hey, yummy. That. Okay, actually. So yeah, even after all those exercises, we still and create that tension of their inner thigh muscles and having that hip rotation being driven by our legs. Still, people like basically doing the same thing and moving side to side. It's a very tricky thing to develop, guys. It takes a lot of practice. You're not going to get it in one lesson. So hopefully this sort of session will help you take some training drills, some training ideas to help develop these muscles. Yeah? And please do it. It's super important because from what all the different senseis I've trained with that are super high level, this is fundamentally something that every single one of them can do. Yeah, and they all talk about this. They all have this sort of ingrained in their karate. They never have to think about it, yeah? So please take this away and please practice, because it's fundamental to karate, yeah? Especially shoulder work, yeah? So guys, just like what we were talking about yesterday, we're just going to keep thinking about that lower body. Now that we're going to start using our upper body and move a little bit more towards the end of this class, don't then start thinking about up here. Think constantly about what's going on down here. This will take care of itself. This is secondary, yeah? Think about this. So from here, knees forward, just make this hikiti and squeeze this all the way back, this command. So immediately make sure that knee's not popped out. Have that engagement with that back leg, that tailbone squeezed in. All you're going to do, inner thigh muscles, close, straighten that back leg, drive this hand out at the same time. Ready, each. Feel that squeeze, that shimmy of your stance. Don't relax. Stretch the front leg and press even more into the back leg. Ready, knee. And back. San. And back. Sheep. Back. Go. Back. Rock. Back. Sit. Back. Touch. Back. Coop. Back. Jaw. Back. Good. Change legs, change hands. Hand tie. So again, get the knees forward first, as far forward as you can. Keep that position. Pull your hips back. Make this command. Keep that knee engaged. So feel super engaged in this back leg. Never relax it. Drive forward. Each. Engage more as you come back. Knee. Super engaged in the front. Stretch that front leg. Turn. Sheep. Go. Rock. Teach. Touch. Coop. Two. Hey. And rough. Okay, guys. By yourself, 10 times with your left leg forward, 10 times with your right leg forward. Try, show me that you're working on it, guys. Yes, show me that you know what I'm talking about. Ready? Hajime. Very sly, George. I can't see your legs. Very good. There we go. I don't want to see your legs, George. I put them back up. Go on. Just watch that tailbone, Christian. Keep it engaged. Richard Freeman, just watch that front knee is pushing out every time that you twist. Just keep it squeezed in if you can, yeah? That inner thigh muscle when you rotate forward. That's it, yeah, keep it still. Good, 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 good. That's nice. Much better. So you as well, John. Watch that little wobble as you twist forward with that front knee. Squeeze it in. Inner thigh muscle will engage. Yeah, that's better. Feel the squeeze, guys. Good. Yeah, a little bit too far forward with your front knee, Justina. Yeah, I think you're shifting your weight forward every time. Max, you're actually doing this and going in more, and then you're actually pulling round and back, like forward, and then pulling round and back with that leg. Rather than, again, this half of my body pulling back, this half of my body coming forward, and this side being like solid structure, not moving at all, yeah? You're going a little bit forward, a little bit back, okay? Just be careful of that. And yummy, I'm relaxed. Okay. Any questions, guys? Is that clear for everyone? Try my best to explain it as clearly as possible. But any questions, fire away now. No? All good? Cool. Okay. All right, guys. Excellent. So next one here, guys. Yeah. So we've done like driving into showman and having that squeeze. Now it's about just keeping that structure as we open up. Yeah. And that, like we've done a lot of this, so I'm not going to break it down as much as we have up to this point. We'll go a little bit quicker. But the key thing is here is using this IT band, this outer thigh muscle, so that when I pull, my knee doesn't follow. This knee doesn't pop out. My knees don't want to go the same direction of my hips. That knee's always pulling in. This knee now is pulling this way as my hip pulls that way. So my hip's going to come around here. My leg's going to push out there to create this stretch. Yeah, and to be able to do that fast, again, takes a bit of practice, a bit of coordination. And you want to feel that tightness again in this back leg. Yeah, as you hip back. So from here, just elbows together for this good upright preparation. From here, as soon as I count, you're going to open your hips up. Make sure those knees don't move. Ready? Each. And squeeze slowly into the middle. Knee. Squeeze. Tight. Squeeze. Cheek. Squeeze. Go. Squeeze. Look. Switch. Touch. Hoop. Two. And thigh change. Outside. Again, get your knees forward. Keep your knees forward. Make sure you adjust your stance with those inner and outer thigh muscles as you twist. Ready. Each. Knee. Tap. Cheek. Go. Look. Switch. Touch. Hoop. Two. Good, guys. 10 with your left leg forward, 10 with your right leg forward. Let me have a look. Go for it. Keep your head straight, Georgia. Don't twist your head. Keep your head looking forward. Yeah, Richard B, every time you block, that front leg is twisting in the way. As you twist in the way, pull that knee out. So I've got this feeling as that hip goes back. And if we do that together, it creates that stillness. Yeah? So pull that knee in the opposite direction of your hip. That one was good, yeah. A little bit. Yeah, that one's good, yeah. So if you need to, take your time, Richard, yeah? Take your time, make sure that coordination's there, yeah? That's it, Christian, good. Nice, guys, good. Getting the hang of it now. Nice, Faustine, very nice, good. Sit down, good, good, good. Make sure you've done both sides, guys. Try and create that compression in your back leg. Okay, yummy, I'm relaxed too. Okay, guys. So from this position, guys, touch. Okay, just contract. So here, don't do anything as you prepare your arms. Just get that elbow squeeze, chest squeeze, elbows touching. You're going to open your hips up quickly, making sure that this back knee doesn't buckle out. You're creating that tension in this back leg, keeping this front knee still, then using that to then drive that hand forward again, keeping that front leg still. This front leg is your door frame. It's no moving. Yeah, that's your hinge. This is swinging backwards and forwards each time. You've got to make sure this is still, so you're contracting to that point and expand from that point, creating tension on the back hip front hip, back hip, front hip each time. Let's. Okay, to the count. Anyway. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Look. Sit. Touch. Coup. Two. Hi. And I change. Yeah, make this Yakizuki. Yeah, don't move anything as you prepare. Save it all for the block and the strike. Ready? Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Look. Sit. Touch. Coup. Two. Hey. Hey, I'm nice. Feel good, guys? Yeah, feel it working? Excellent. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Okay. Enough for one more quick drill. Cool. Before we move on, guys, any questions on that? Nope.
Sensei.
Yes.
My leg keeps bouncing, like my front leg, even though I subconsciously tell it to stay, it still keeps going in.
Yeah, that'll happen, Annie. I mean, the more you practice, the more control you're going to get. Yeah, it's like anything you do. You know, when you're learning to ride a bike, you tell yourself to keep your hands still, but you're all over the place. Yeah, like it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like eventually, you learn to have that sort of relaxation, and it happens without thinking about it. It becomes automatic. Yeah, one day, keep working on it. Keep saying it to yourself. Keep working on it, even if it's still wobbly. And eventually, one day, it just clicks into place. Yeah. It's just about perseverance. Yeah, like I say, it's not going to happen overnight. You just got to keep it in your head, constantly think about it. Yeah. So, okay, cool. So, just moving on from that drill, guys. Yeah, still thinking about keeping our knees in this sort of forward motion. Yeah. All the way to do is squeeze your legs in, and from here, when you get to this inner thigh muscle squeeze at the center, you're going to keep that compression in that back leg as you open your hips up. So when I'm in this position, I'm keeping that compression. I'll show you here. I'm not letting this leg open up. I'm keeping that squeeze in that position as I drive forward. So I'm super tight and that knee is digged in. I'm not letting it relax off. Keeping it digged in the whole way. Yeah? Going forward. When I go backwards, that inner thigh muscle squeeze, I'm actively pulling this knee out and creating that tension again in that back leg. So I'm making sure my knees are pointing forward as I go forward and backwards. Yeah? Same exact exercise, just making it a little bit different by taking that step. Yeah? So nice and easy, going forward. Each. Ni. Sa. Shi. Go. Rook, si, hatch, ku, ju. Okay, just make Agyuki, guys. Agyuki. So coming through the center, Agyuki, what you want to think about is that initiation from your back leg, inner thigh muscle squeeze to get to the center. So you're moving from these muscles here, yeah? You're not stepping and falling forward. You're engaged the whole way through the technique, forwards and backwards. So no power, just feel the connection from start to finish and make it smooth, okay? Going forward. Each, backwards, ni, san, shi, go, ro, sich, ha, ku, ju. And change legs, hand tight. Same thing again, ready? Each, ni, san, shi, go, rook, si, hatch, ku, and ju. Okay, 10 more, change legs again, hand tight. 10 more, ready. Each, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, si, hach, ku, chu. And hand tight. Last one, ready. Each, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hat, ku, and ju. Hey, yummy, I'm relaxed. Okay. So the tricky thing is, guys, we're doing this kind of thing, is trying not to be obsessive over the shapes. You're not trying to make a shape. You're trying to create a feeling. It's that sounds a bit Rick Horton-esque, but yeah, it's trying to create a feeling, yeah? So you don't want to think, there's one shape, there's the second shape, and those 2 points are the most important part, yeah? It's how you're getting there, especially on the way back. A lot of people on the way back are willing to break their line to get to the middle quickly and then re-engage as they come back. So they have this kind of 1, 2. When they go forward, it's 1, 2. So you want to think about like this exercise at the start. Shifting our weight, squeezing in and up. Squeezing, shifting our weight gradually from position to position. So when I'm going forward, I've got my weight in my front leg. I want to think, how am I going to get this back leg here without going head first? I've got to start from the lower body. So I've got to feel this ball of the foot is pushing my body weight forward. And then once it's pushed and extended, I can't drag it. I've got to engage those inner thigh muscles, yeah? So I want you to do it slowly, guys. Just think. Push, engage, gradually open and sink in again. So the same feeling is gradually opening and sinking in. It's the same thing here. Push, squeeze, gradually open up, sink that weight in. And you're keeping that back leg engaged, not letting it pop out, keeping it in. Because just do that as you make that agility going forwards, and as you go backwards, it's the same thing in this position. Shift your weight, and a thigh muscle squeeze, gradually release on the way back, keeping those legs engaged. Yeah? Give that a try, guys. Go for it. It's not bad, Andre. Just try not to dip your head forward on the way back. Think, if somebody was pulling you by the back of your hair, how would you move? Yeah? Go and put your head forward, just keep that head back. So imagine someone's pulling you by your hair. Keep that body straight. Control it more on the way out, Con, yeah? Control it, control it. Feel those muscles burning. That's it, Faustine. That's the way it feels. Good. And yummy. I'm relaxed, guys. Okay. So that slow, like gradual release, that slow training is a good way of feeling what muscles should be working when. And then once you can get that feeling, that push to squeeze to release, can then be that fast initiation from that back leg, that fast inner final squeeze to the center, and a quick drive into that position, yeah? And you can hear, like, I didn't make a sound there because I had that complete control of my body weight. Yeah, it wasn't that kind of stamping motion, yeah? I can push and drive quite quickly with my hip cutting in without that kind of heavy stop. And that comes with that control of how my legs are distributing my weight as I move. Those, and that, again, that's like fundamentally one of the first things what Sensei drilled into my head when I first got here was this kind of control with my lower body. It's essential. And he didn't, and I think that, to be fair, he wasn't explaining it like this. It was very much, you know, work out for yourself kind of thing, which maybe I should let you do a little bit more of, because it's once you work out for yourself, it just clicks, yeah? Maybe we talk too much and give you too much to think about, yeah? Maybe a little bit less information better, I don't know. But these kind of exercises, guys, are what I use to try and develop this control. So hopefully, even if 1 point, 2 points, or if you can remember everything, great. But take these away and try and work on them, guys, because trust me, once you get this down here, everything else becomes much easier, yeah? Last chance, any questions?
Sensei, just a quick question from me. So when you're moving forward fast in Zen Kutsudachi, all your body weight's traveling forward, so you've got to use your front leg to arrest that, but then you've got that tension inwards. So how do you marry those two together?
Well, the key thing is that, again, with that sort of gradual weight, you want to have a kind of softness with that front leg. So there's that hard stop where my heel would stamp into the ground, which is that front leg kind of being the brake. And then you've got this, again, that leg control, that muscle control there, where I can step and that ball of the foot is taking that weight and I'm sinking into that leg rather than having that hand stop. So it's that sinking into that position and then being able to engage everything to have that relaxing, like sort of that stillness afterwards, should I say. So the more control I have of my muscles, the stronger they are, the more I'm going to be able to drive in and sink into that position, like with that control at speed, rather than relying on that heel to stop my body weight and have that kind of
yeah. Thank you, Sensei.
The more control you have, that more the quicker you'll be able to get that stillness without that heaviness to it. Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's about that muscle development for me, anyway. That was a very good question. Any other questions? No? Okay, guys, good. Hope you got some of that. Again, guys, thank you very much for training. I really appreciate it. Makes my night, so it does. Gives me something to do. Very happy. And Scott Sensei's on tomorrow night, obviously, but also on Saturday, myself, Rue Sensei, Easy Sensei, and Scott Sensei, we're doing a free online seminar. And we have, I think, we have 100 some places booked, but we've got like 84 places left or something like that. So if you've not booked in and you've got nothing to do on a Saturday, please come along. We're doing half an hour each, so short bursts of what I'm sure will be very different classes. It should be a lot of fun, and we'll hang out a bit after for
what time? What time is that, Sensei?
3 o'clock. Yeah,
cool.
Straight after my class, just to keep me on my toes. Anyway, cool. All right, guys. Meet together.